GOP Senator Heller, Dean Heller from Nevada, recently had a town hall. And during that town hall, he was asked a question from an individual who has stage 4 cancer. Her name is Laura Packard, and she's very much concerned with the fact that senators are still trying to go after the Affordable Care Act in their tax bill. Now, if you can recall, the tax bill includes a portion that indicates that they would do away with the mandate, and that would dismantle the Affordable Care Act. It would make premiums so expensive that people wouldn't be able to afford them. So Laura Packard is concerned about that because the Affordable Care Act is keeping her alive. And so she had tweeted that Dean Heller's goons threatened me before the event even started. Seriously, what? Then he read my question from the stage, so I stood up to add to it. This is what happened next. So take a quick look at how she was treated.
And millions of Americans, why are you voting for me to lose my health care? Without it, I will die.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. We did eliminate the tax provision within Obamacare, and that was the individual mandate. We got rid of the individual mandate. 90,000 people in the state of Nevada have to pay a tax because they can't afford Obamacare.
So security escorted her out. I mean, she wasn't posing any type of threat. She didn't even get rowdy. She just added to the question and also obviously added a comment to it that apparently didn't sit well with him or the security, so they escorted her out.
When I read the headline, I thought she's gonna be disruptive, and I always kind of have mixed feelings about that. I think that you should make your case, but then let the other side speak. And I've said that a million times on the show. So I expected the video to show that she was causing a disruption, right? And I thought, well, if you got stage 4 cancer, and I know that because I already have your question in my hand, I'm not sure I'd remove you even if you were being disruptive, but at least I could begin to understand it. Turns out, no, she's added the most benign comment I've ever seen. And they're like, no, remove her from the building.
Well, the mistake that she made was thinking that talking about her health condition and what would likely happen to her if the Affordable Care Act was dismantled would lead to any sort of empathy from someone like Senator Heller. And so I'm not trying to be critical of her, it's just I've come to the realization that empathy just doesn't exist with certain people in this country, certainly with some of our lawmakers. And so, even though she has stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, she is already undergoing chemotherapy. She's very much concerned about her health and her future and the ability to pay for her health care. Doesn't matter to Heller, doesn't matter to some members of the GOP, most members of the GOP. And that's the most devastating part of all of this. These are people who vote on legislation that determines our fate, and they have no empathy for us. They don't care if we're sick, they don't care if we're poor. They will turn around and claim that they're pro-life and that we should dismantle reproductive rights because we need to save zygotes. But when it comes to living, breathing human beings that are simply stating what their concerns are during a town hall, which is what a town hall is for, well, it doesn't matter. We need to escort them out. Makes me very uncomfortable to have to be confronted by something like this.
There's a couple of things here. One is, this is how fascism begins. Dissent is not allowed. It doesn't matter how polite you are, it doesn't matter what your condition is, dissent is not allowed. And Anna's right, why are we doing town halls if dissent is not allowed? What's the point, just for all of us to show up and to cheerlead for you?
By the way, where are the free speech advocates? I'm sorry for interrupting you, right? But where's Ann Coulter, Ben Shapiro, all these people that are whining and crying constantly about college campuses? This is a free speech issue. She didn't get rowdy, she wasn't disruptive. This is a town hall. She gets escorted out immediately because she adds commentary to her question that I think is incredibly important for Senator Heller to hear. Where are the free speech advocates? I mean, we're talking about one of the biggest snowflakes in the country right now who can't handle anything that makes him feel a little uncomfortable. Look, I have said it time and time again, college campuses need to allow speakers regardless of political ideology. But for some reason, there seems to be a double standard when it comes to that issue. When it comes to liberals, violating free speech, well, conservatives are up in arms about it. But in this case, come on, this is a woman who's concerned about her health. She's stating what she's concerned about. She gets escorted out immediately as a result of that.
I just looked it up. That clip lasted less than 30 seconds. So that statement It's not like hey guys, well, I mean, we got to move on, right? No, it was less than 30 seconds and she was done. She was going to sit back down.
Yeah.
Get her out of the building. And Senator Heller knew about her situation because he had the question from her already. And he didn't stop them. As she's being escorted out, he's smiling and talking to her. Why doesn't he say, he can easily say, hey, no. Let her be, let her be. It's a fair question and I'll answer it. And if you believe that you're providing better health care with your proposals, wouldn't you say, no, my God, please stay. Let me explain to you why you're going to be in so much better shape with our health care. Because, oh my God, Obama had death panels, but our health care is this and this and this. He doesn't have that answer.
Yeah.
Because there were no death panels. Instead, she got covered, and now she might not be covered anymore. And it's uncomfortable for him that in reality, he chose his donors' profits over her life. So please remove her from the building. It's ruining the good air for the elites. You know, the senator is an elite. You can't question the elites. If you like this video, you'll love the whole TYT network. Check it out at tytnetwork.com/join.